Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribes my channel. Ridge postpones Brooke's reunion because he feels guilty about Taylor. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge Forrester will postpone his reunion with Brooke Logan. Brooke will have to wait for their happy ending since B&B viewers will witness Ridge pump the brakes out of guilt for Taylor Hayes. It was simple to sense the change in tone following Ridge's spectacular rescue in Naples. The fact that Ridge nearly lost Brooke rocked him and forced him to think about what life would be like without her. Ridge knew he couldn't continue to take Brooke for granted after performing CPR and getting her breathing again. At least that was how Ridge felt at the time, holding Brooke close and appearing dedicated to mending their damaged relationship. Naturally, after Ridge takes a plane back to Los Angeles, reality will sink in. Now that he knows Brooke is the one he wants, it will be difficult for Ridge to face Taylor because his fiancée has been waiting for him at home. Ridge will find it difficult to bear the idea of breaking Taylor's heart again because he has done it more times than he can remember. Taylor will still be overflowing with anticipation for their impending nuptials. Even if Ridge tries to come clean about kissing Brooke and experiencing a real love revelation, Taylor will play up the fact that Brooke needs to find a new future and act as though the ring would never come off. Ultimately, Ridge will not be able to carry out his plan to dump Taylor quite yet. It's probable that Ridge will tell Brooke straight out that Taylor's broken heart syndrome and her medical issues are to blame. Ridge won't want to cause Taylor any more suffering because he is aware that he played a significant role in her suffering in the past. Ridge might feel pressured to ease Taylor into this, even if he still intends to call it quits on the engagement in the end. Ridge will postpone the inevitable when it comes to his reunion with Brooke, since he doesn't want to abruptly break the news to Taylor. All of the drama in Italy has obviously unlocked Ridge and Brooke's destiny, but it will take some more time before they can be together completely. According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke will have to wait for Ridge in the interim. Is Deacon's surprise affair Poppy's new bond? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Deacon Sharp will never move on from Luna Nozawa's murder of his close friends and co-workers. He is still making an effort to help Sheila Carter Sharp through her grief, though. Deacon may spend a lot of time by himself since the waitress will soon learn Lee Finnegan's secret. Could he and Poppy Nozawa become friends because they both rejoiced over the murder's passing? Let's discuss what might occur next in the CBS soap drama as you continue reading. The death of Luna Nozawa. Let's start with Luna's passing. Following emergency surgery, Lee was the last person left with Luna, as fans are aware. Before anyone knew it, Luna had passed away while recovering. Fans quickly discovered, though, that their concerns were right. Lee is tending the patient covertly in a suite after once again staging a death. This was comparable to what Lee had done with John Finnegan. The grief of Sheila Carter Sharp. Sheila has been unable to bid Luna farewell. When Lee informed the grandmother that Luna's memorial service had already been completed, she was taken aback. In order to bid a final farewell, she then wanted to know where she was buried. The doctor won't tell her anything, though. Lee Finnegan's error. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila worries about Lee but isn't yet suspicious of her. The waitress believes that Lee was more affected by Luna's passing than most people realize because she took a leave of absence from the hospital. In actuality, though, Lee requires time off in order to fully care for Luna. Lee dropped everything when she bumped into Sheila while attempting to get supplies and medication for a comatose Luna. Remarkably, Sheila was unaware that Lee was obviously pilfering hospital prescription drugs. Aside from that, Sheila's tone made it obvious that she was really concerned about Lee. Sheila demanded to know where her grandchild was when the doctor refused to respond. The affair of Deacon Sharp and Poppy Nozawa? Lee may want assistance if she wishes to keep her secret. Therefore, Lee could very well take Sheila to see a comatose Luna. Lee will probably explain and then insist that Sheila not speak. But doing so jeopardizes Sheila and Deacon's marriage. But what if Deacon went to someone else? Regarding Luna's passing, the pair does not agree. While Sheila is in mourning, Deacon wants to host a wedding. He will therefore require a confidant who is sensitive to his emotions. That individual might be Luna's mother, who is relieved that her daughter had passed away. Important scenes and spoilers from The Bold and the Beautiful that will alter Bill, Lee, and Liam's life. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill discovers that Grace conned him image. CBS. After nearly losing Liam in a number of ways, Bill has recently experienced some emotional upheaval. But the most significant was when he donated Grace $1 million for experimental surgery to rescue his kid. At last, Bill seemed unconcerned about using his money for a worthy cause. It's possible that Dollar Bill is producing enough new leaves to become a tree. Will this more conscious and sympathetic Bill be prepared for a committed relationship as well? Ridge wants to believe that B&B Taylor is his destiny image source. CBS. A couple of the characters on the show could use some romance. Lee and Bill have some connection, but Katie is constantly on Bill's radar. When they are both in town, however, Brooke and Taylor are constantly on the verge of heartbreak in Ridge's eyes. Could one of them end up with Bill again? We won't say never. In a committed partnership, however, the new Bill might present some quite different dynamics. The Bold and the Beautiful's hope slapped Grace image. CBS. No joke meant, but Liam's brain is spinning. After all the suffering the other Dr. Buckingham inflicted, Grace's prank is quite outrageous. Grace claimed she would turn herself in, but since she erased the medical records, there is no concrete evidence of her actions. Bill and Cassandra after he learns the truth photo. CBS. It's not always a crime to come clean and apologized to the police after confessing to lying. She also didn't do any unlawful operations. She actually did what she said she would do to mend Liam. If you don't provide someone an or else demand, isn't that not extortion? On The Bold and the Beautiful image, CBS, Sheila learned that Luna was still alive. Finn has always been the mediator between Lee and Sheila. However, there was a chance that they would become friends after they both became Luna's grandmothers. Will we witness that now that Sheila is aware that Luna is still alive? In addition to their medical expertise, the two grannies may need to work together to rehabilitate Luna after she survives her gunshot wound. While Taylor refuses to remove Ridge's ring, Bill promises that Grace will pay. According to the teaser video for the week of August 11, 15 spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill Spencer will promise that Grace Buckingham would cover the costs. B&B fans can anticipate that Taylor Hayes will likewise not remove Ridge Forrester's ring. After all the turmoil in Italy, Nick Marone's proposal plans will resume when he presents Brooke Logan with an engagement ring in the show's weekly ad. Nick will profess his love for Brooke and let her know that their relationship isn't finished, but she might reject him. Nick's proposal might be turned down because Ridge assured Brooke that they would make things right after saving her life, which undoubtedly offered her some optimism. It's clear who has Brooke's heart because Ridge kissed her and promised that he wouldn't take her for granted again. Since Ridge is still engaged to Taylor, the only thing left to do is figure out how to handle the situation. In B&B's weekly promo, Taylor informs Ridge she has a future, but it's not with you because I am not taking off this ring. Naturally, if Ridge confesses the kiss with Brooke and says he wants to be back together with her, Taylor might reconsider her mind. Depending on how everything turns out, Taylor might eventually toss that ring in Ridge's face for breaking her heart. Sheila Sharp will interrogate Lee Finnegan about why she rescued Luna Nozawa and then staged her death in the interim. Before going to the police station to surrender herself in, Grace admitted to the brain cancer fraud, and Liam Spencer and Hope Logan will also brief Bill on what they have discovered from her. When Bill discovers that Grace deceived him into paying $1 million and subjected Liam to this terrible suffering, he will lose it. Bill will understand the extent of Grace's deceit when Liam explains that she prescribed medications to simulate the symptoms of a brain tumor. The bitch will pay. The weekly teaser video features Bill snarling as he asserts. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill will become furious as soon as he receives the false cancer news. Hope gives Grace a slap, while Finn restrains an enraged Liam. Hope Logan slapped Grace Buckingham for her swindle, according to the bold and the beautiful recap for Friday, August 8th. Here is the outcome of Friday's B&B episode, which also saw John Finnegan having to restrain an enraged Liam Spencer. Katie Logan at Forrester Creations was shocked to learn that Bill Spencer had paid $1 million for Liam's experimental procedure. Bill, on the other hand, thought Grace was a miracle worker and would have been prepared to pay much more. Despite his prior tyrannical behavior, Bill was happy to have another opportunity to do things correctly and improve his relationship with Liam as a father and son. Liam and Hope were concerned that his cancer had returned at the Spencer mansion, but Grace reassured them that it had not. Finn urged Hope and Liam to hear the truth, but they were relieved and resumed praising Grace. Grace revealed that since she had fabricated the scans after Liam's brain bleed, there had never been any cancer at all. Additionally, Liam learned that the treatment was a hoax and that he had been given medicine to make him believe that his condition was worsening. Hope finally yelled at Grace for being no better than Reese Buckingham after realizing that she had a million reasons to do this. Liam became enraged and rushed at Grace as he realized what all of this meant. Liam was still furious after Finn calmed him down and stopped him from hitting Grace. Grace made an effort to clarify the bookie's pursuit of her and her girls due to Reese's previous gambling debts. However, given how far Grace had fallen, it was obvious that Liam and Hope had little sympathy for her. Before declaring Grace ill, Hope came up and gave her a face smack. Following Liam's tirade about the hardships Grace caused his family and how she had deprived them of months of their lives, Grace promised to come forward. When they were by themselves and starting to comprehend everything, Hope gave Liam a hug after Finn promised to accompany Grace to the police station. Lee Finnegan once again declined to provide Sheila Sharp with information regarding Luna Nozawa's remains at the hospital. Sheila discovered a stray bottle and gave it some thought after Lee picked up the medicines that had fallen to the ground and departed. Eventually, Sheila knocked on Lee's door and feigned to be a delivery person. Sheila believed Lee was using drugs to deal with Luna's death, so she tried to worm her way in when Lee opened up. Sheila's foot was stuck in the doorway, causing discomfort, and Lee prevented her from entering. But at last, Sheila was able to storm in and tear back the curtain, revealing a very much alive Luna. We'll keep you informed about Luna's story's next developments because, according to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, her coma waking is quickly coming. Lee had previously said that John Finnegan had died and that his body had been scampered to a faraway location, where she cared for him until Sheila found out and grew furious. As this new plot unfolds, it is clear that everyone is thinking about that scene. Liam Spencer shot Luna in the chest at close range. He too had just been shot in the chest by her weapon. But like Finn and Steffi, Liam and Luna made it out alive. Sheila lost another toe, of course, when Luna accidentally shot her grandmother. They do exist in this soap opera reality, but it is unlikely that any of the 5 characters will survive that gunplay. Poppy Nozawa continues to recall. After learning that Luna killed 2 people and tried to frame her for it, Poppy Nozawa is still in disbelief over everything that has happened. While it's fair to doubt Poppy's parenting skills, Luna was never right to blame Park's personality for all of her behavior. So when Poppy learned that Luna supposedly did, it made sense what she said. She was attempting to hide her suffering in order to go on. It looks like Poppy might be able to figure out Lee's ploy. Instead of Sheila or even Finn learning the truth, that would be more soap opera. Is a clean slate coming for Luna Nozawa? Luna won't be given another chance at the law. The atrocities that the public is aware of are just as terrible as her most recent ones. Of course, no one knows what Luna had been up to before to her appearance in the story. Justice must be served when she awakens, and it's likely that everyone learns about her. They may show up as her being arrested or sent to a mental health facility. She could, however, become like her murder victims or the individuals she laid off but didn't kill. Lee and Sheila sympathize with her in an idealistic endeavor to start again. The filthy tea leaves, however, imply something different this summer or fall. Nick recommends Brooke. At work, Nick Marone proposes to Brooke Logan and gives her an engagement ring. However, Brooke says no to Nick's proposal because she still has feelings for Ridge Forrester after his heroic rescue in Italy. Ridge plans to inform Taylor. After saving Brooke's life, Ridge kissed her, but he might decide not to tell Taylor about it, insinuating that Brooke should move on. Taylor would likely keep her engagement ring and minimize the kiss as an impromptu gesture. Deacon Sharp's Il Giardino party, either to celebrate Liam Spencer's survival or the success of the trip to Italy. Deacon throws a party. Liam's near-death experience with Luna Nozawa at the beach home is a cause for celebration, even in the face of Grace Buckingham's fake cancer scam. Bill Spencer's outrage at Grace's deceit. After discovering the Grace scam, Bill exhibits his darker, more malevolent side by vowing to exact revenge. Sheila Sharp confronts Lee Finnegan. Lee is criticized by Sheila for acting as though Luna is dead, but she had to conceal after seeing her alive. Sheila and Lee tend to Luna's unconscious state. Sheila is committed to helping with Luna's care even though she is unable to leave Lee's home. Both of them ask a lot of questions when Luna wakes up. Sheila will withhold crucial facts that might endanger her marriage. The Brooke pines in Ridge. Their reunion is delayed because Ridge is hesitant to truly reunite with Brooke due to Taylor's fragile heart condition. The health crisis of Taylor. Fans expect Taylor's broken heart syndrome to return the vengeance because seeing Ridge with Brooke again could cause her heart condition to become fatal. Taylor's romance and housing problems. Taylor refuses to let go of Ridge and will not accept Bill Spencer as a romantic companion. However, Bill owns the house Taylor and Ridge shared, which causes friction and might require a move. Ridge's emotional anarchy. Ridge finds it hard to deal with Taylor and Brooke on an emotional level, and he would be sad if Taylor turned to Bill, despite the fact that many people don't believe the combination. Other important storylines. The illicit behavior of Lee Nozawa. Lee pretended to be dead in order to protect her granddaughter Luna, which was the same illegal thing she did with Finn. Fans want to know what Luna's next goal is now that she's awake. The survival of important characters. The fact that Luna, Liam, Finn, and Steffi survive many shooting scenarios despite the chaos adds to the soap opera's tension and complexity. Poppy Nozawa's suspicion. Poppy, who is still coping with Luna's transgressions and lies, might come clean about Lee's illegal actions, which could have terrible repercussions. Luna's future. Luna's future is still uncertain. She may need to cope with mental health treatments, legal troubles, or worse. Although Finn's violent hold and Hope's violent slap have split fans, justice might ultimately overrule Lee and Sheila's attempts to protect her. Hope and Finn react strongly to Grace Buckingham's admission in Bold and Beautiful that she staged Liam's cancer. Proponents argue on whether the savage attack was warranted or excessive. Hope's brutal slap in spite of fans and Finn's violent grab leaves spoilers caused the Grace Buckingham confrontation. Violent confessions worth millions of dollars. Chaos erupted in Los Angeles when Dr. Grace Buckingham finally revealed her terrible truth. Liam Spencer never had cancer, hence she never treated him for it. The entire diagnosis of a deadly brain tumor? A comprehensive fraud to defraud Bill Spencer of $1 million. However, this is when things became chaotic and tragic. Dr. John Finn Finnegan forcibly grabbed Grace's arm to prevent her from leaving the Cliff house after she made a sobbing confession. The onlookers were rendered incoherent when Hope Logan slapped Grace across the face. The worst thing? The only person who wasn't physically abused was Liam, the real victim who believed he was going to die. He spoke louder. He threatened. However, he concealed his hands. It makes one wonder what is initially causing the anger.